Good morning, gardening friends. Today is Sunday, November 15th. Right now, it's a beautiful day outside. The sun has gone in, and it's about, 9:45. Haven't done a lot of gardening this week because we had a lot of rain. So there's not a lot to show, but we'll do a quick walk around. Here you can see my Phalaenopsis has lost all the flowers on that particular stem. You should leave the stems on if you're planning on keeping the plant, because new flowers can appear from old stems as long as they're green. Poinsettias still look nice. Some flowers on my Apicia. I did have to fill all of the pitchers in this pitcher plant because it's so warm in the house that they evaporated. And one last week of blooms on the Amaryllis, after which point I will plant it in the yard. I did absolutely no yard work this week because of the rains. So you can see a few leaves here and there. But the good news is winter rye is now visible. So that's a good thing. We've only had one day where we got a frost, and it was only frosty for about an hour or two. I do like the look of the string beans on the cassia plant. Ooh, the encore azaleas are quite colorful today. These are all autumn carnation. Uh-oh. Some animal has been digging in front. And the flowers look absolutely gorgeous. They'll put on another show in the spring. Also, the seeds or fruit of the Nandina are turning orange just in time for Christmas. My fig has pretty much lost all of its leaves. I'm not going to do any shaping cuts until the spring. It is possible that some of those branches may be frozen back if we get really cold weather. So I'll prune it in the spring when I see what's growing. Well, here you can see one banana leaf is still unfurling, while others in more exposed areas are dying. Frost does tend to fall from above, so lower leaves tend to be protected. Not much new going on here in the potager. In fact, I think even the pansies, they're starting to come back here and there. My parsley is still doing well, as is my sage. Basil, not so much. All the basils are pretty much gone. Amaryllis are still green. Frost will kill those leaves back, And then when they come back in the spring, they will come back with blooms. Still a few, although pitiful looking now, camellia blossoms. Although that bush, I can't complain about white doves because it has been blooming its heart out for over a month now. It's time to take a rest. I've been picking satsumas hand over fist. Oh, another of my pink. Well, that one doesn't look as good as this one does. My pink camellia. Here you can see the angel's trumpet was touched by frost. As was the air potato. The cats that jump over the fence keep using that as a step. So I have to straighten it every day. These thread-leaved Chamaecyparis are coming into their own now. They've always been there, but there have been other things to catch your attention. They look like little waterfalls. Again, you can see the grasses, Mandina berries, and lots of satsumas. I must have taken a garbage bag full of satsumas from that tree, and there's still more. Well, the animals have been bathing in my water feature, but I don't see any damage yet to the ground. It was kind of a waste of time bringing this bougainvillea in the garage. It never got frost, but it got shocked by being brought in the garage. And guess what? All the leaves fell off. It's still alive. It'll come back. But it looks pitiful. Let's go in here. There you can see the desert rose not looking all that good. I did clean up a lot of the plants in here. My nun's orchid, 1, 2, 3, 4 stems are doing better. And my next set of amaryllis, I'm going to bring them in the house today to keep them a little warmer. And maybe they'll sprout faster. But everything in here is fine. Vincas did not get killed yet. That's a lot to say for flowers this time of the year. Well, they're not dead yet. Now these bananas are a little more exposed. I missed my window of time for big trash pickup for this year, so I'll probably cut them down to the ground in January. But again, you can see the smaller ones have not been touched by frost. The taller ones have. Ligularias are still blooming. Flowers a little rough for wear. I do see my hydrangea is sending up some shoots. Frost will get them, so I hope it doesn't spend too much energy putting those shoots out. Back in here, all is as well as can be expected. These angel trumpets were not affected by the frost because they're protected by the loquat and the palm tree. The fatsias are still blooming. This is a new blossom. Palm is still doing well. I've not been out here much, mainly because I've been wanting the grass to grow. I do have some grass seeds set aside for patches, and I've got to use it because it won't carry over from one year to the next. Kumquats are still there, as are those satsumas. Back in here, some angel's trumpets are still coming. I think I've told you once before, when they bloom, oh, there's one of the kittens. There's Pickle. No, that's Dilly. There's Pickle. Over there. And it looks like my pink angel's trumpet has decided to bloom white. I guess it's a tinge of pink up in there. And it looks like some of my bottle brush tree got frostbit. Let's see, the little cassius that I planted this year are doing okay. Oh, there's a dilly in the background there. They follow me around in the backyard, but they're not tame enough for me to pet them. But they'll probably get there with time. Up in here, this is kind of a tangled mess right now, but it's looking good. The orange angel's trumpets are still blooming. They're sagging quite hard because they're heavy at the tops, but they will be cut to the ground shortly, so I'm not messing with them too much. Although you can see I've got a, maybe you can see in there, there's a hole that I banged in, and this one has an iron crowbar holding it up. There's more than one use for a crowbar other than digging rocks out. These autumn carnation are not quite as much in bloom as the ones in the front yard, but they are still blooming. I'll give them credit for that. It is the one good thing of the encore azaleas. They will bloom more profusely in the spring, but they look okay now. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened this week. I decorated the trees a little bit more. I had some battery lit candles, like 4-inch tall candles, that I put on the little tree. And I put some glass icicles on the big tree. All stuff I had. I just decided, why keep it in a closet? You might as well put it on the tree. Here's a close-up of all of the little tips on that particular camellia. It has a whole bunch of them. But look at the variation. Here's one with no white. These I bought because they're predominantly red with a little bit of white. The peppermint stick are not blooming yet. It's this one and the one on the other side. They're predominantly white with little speckles of red. It's actually pleasant out today. It's about 65. Cardboard palm is doing fine, even though it wasn't covered over on that cold night that we had. Cyclamen were brought in the house. Fortunately, I have a pie safe in the kitchen, and they fit perfectly underneath the doors of the pie safe so I can still get at what's in the pie safe when I put the plants in. And surprise of surprise, this was the first batch of paper whites that had bloomed. This was the one that was in the house. And it sent up more buds. So this one and this one are new. Oh, and a little bitty violet. It is a weed, but I do like it. They used to bloom up north about the month that my mother had her birthday. So as a child, I would go and pick her a little posy of violets. But there you have it for today. Let's see, Christmas is not next week just yet, so I hope you all can get out and enjoy your gardens. Until next time, take care.